Have your attention. How are you?
Representative Holmes, how are you?
In classic Mattapan Teen Center form, please give a round of applause to yourselves for coming here today. This is an honor to have you guys. My name is Rick Agler. I'm the club director. You're here at the Josh Kraft Mattapan Teen Center. We're part of Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston. I thought I was the biggest fan of SuccessLink, but clearly there's a lot of fans of SuccessLink here, so this is cool. We're all here to celebrate and talk about this today. For the Teen Center here, our peer leadership program, which is funded by SuccessLink, is a vital part about what we do here at the Teen Center. Summer jobs are important, our school year jobs are important, but for the work that we do here, for families knowing that their kids can come here, be in a safe space, not have to take transportation for an hour, we are just honored and excited that we can offer this to our young people. I love teen employment. I've been with Boys and Girls Clubs for 17 years. It's life-changing, and it's incredible what the city does with the SuccessLink program. So thank you guys for coming. I have the absolute honor. This is so cool as a Bostonian. I'm pumped for you guys to be here and for the mayor to be here, but please welcome Mayor Wu.
Good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me? Does it sound okay? Okay. Thank you so much. As you can see, we are here with a lot of energy and excitement about this summer's expansion and plans for our young people to be plugged in every sector in the city. And I'm so blessed to work alongside incredible colleagues and partners in this work every day, both in our community and inside city government, with our cabinet officials, department heads, city councilors, and many who have put a lot of work in, and also our state representative as well. So I'll recognize everyone, and you're gonna hear from a whole lot of folks who will come up and say a quick hello as well. So I want to thank Rick for all that you do, for your entire team, making sure that we can create opportunity and joy and connection in every part of our city. This is home. The Mattapan Teen Center is home to so many young people who are already changing our communities and making a difference every day. And we can't wait to see all the young leaders who are coming out of these spaces ever more ready and eager to take the lead. I'm here with colleagues in public service, City Councilor Ruthie Lujan, City Councilor Julia Mejia, City Councilor Ricardo Arroyo, State Representative Russell Holmes. Did I miss any of your records? Okay. Our Chief of Worker Empowerment, Trinh Nguyen, Deputy Chief of Worker Empowerment, Rashad Cope, members of their team, our Director of our Office of Youth Engagement and Advancement, Pedro Cruz, our Chief of Community Engagement at the Boston Public Schools, Miriam Ortiz, as well as community partners, including Juisa Perez, Chief People Officer from the Museum of Science, Dr. Alicia Modestino, Research Director at the Dukakis Center for Urban and Regional Policy at Northeastern, and friends and partners from Action for Boston Community Development, the PIC, sorry, I'm blanking. What does I stand for, Neil? Industry. Private Industry Council. Thank you, Neil, for your many years of leadership. Artists for Humanity, John Hancock, MLK Scholars, Boys and Girls Club of Boston, and many more. First, I want to start by recognizing the incredible impact that our Youth Summer Jobs program already had last year. Last year, we hit record highs and had about 3,500 young people take part in employment opportunities in the city. In surveys following their experience, 97% said it was beneficial and brought benefits to their lives. And specifically, thanks to our research partnership with Northeastern, Professor Modestino, we understand how they are benefiting from increasing community involvement, refining academic goals, safety, connection. When we create opportunities for our young people to gain valuable hands-on experience in our communities, there is an effect for all of us. It deepens community between young people and our neighborhoods, offers a sense of direction and clarity on what kind of work might be a good fit or what life path might be of most interest, and mitigates some of the negative outcomes that we know are correlated with being cut off from resources that our young people deserve. That's why this year I'm excited to announce that we will be making the largest ever investment in our Youth Summer Jobs program. Thanks to the many employers here today and the incredible work of our Worker Empowerment Cabinet, we're proud to be offering 1,000 more jobs than we did last year, and the most jobs that this program has ever created. That means more opportunities for our students and young people to explore their interests, build a network, and develop the leadership skills that will carry our city into an even more equitable future. I just want to say a word here because it's not only that we are expanding the program, we were really fine-tuning and listening to the young people who talked about the types of jobs they wanted to see expanded, that they wanted to have more private partners and opportunities with companies to get a full professional experience. And so I want to thank the many, many companies who have stepped up and who we are still encouraging to get involved at this point to get ready for the summer. You will be blown away by the talent, the brilliance, and the commitment of our young people and all that they have to offer. We also know that the process itself had been part of the reason why we were kind of stuck at a certain number of participation because of the many forms that were required, proof of this and that, and submitting it from all different places. We have taken some steps. We're not all the way there yet, but that has been a big focus to identify ways that we can simplify that process. And part of the benefit that you'll hear our Director Cope talk about in a little bit is ensuring that we are doing our best in some ways to get the city out of the way of creating those hoops and barriers and empower our community organizations to hire directly as well. So for everyone here and everyone who is watching, if you're between 14 and 18 years old, or if you know someone who is between 14 and 18, our applications are open, and you can learn more and directly apply at boston.gov/youth-jobs. boston.gov/youth-jobs, or you can just look up Google the Boston Youth Summer Jobs Program and Success Link. If you'd like to get feedback on your resume or cover letters and meet some of our employers, we'll be hosting a Youth Job and Resource Fair Saturday, April 22nd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Reggie Lewis Center in Roxbury. Okay, one more time in Spanish, just to make sure we are connecting with all of our media sources, and then I'm going to hand it over to Deputy Chief Rashad Cope next. Buenos días, quiero empezar reconociendo el increíble impacto que tuvieron el año pasado nuestros trabajos de verano para jóvenes, que pusieron en contacto a miles de jóvenes con oportunidades de empleo de Boston. El 97% de los que participaron dicen que el programa fue de gran ayuda. Cuando creamos oportunidades para que nuestros jóvenes adquieran una valiosa experiencia práctica en nuestras comunidades, se produce un efecto en cadena. Profundizar en la conexión entre los jóvenes y nuestros barrios, ofrecer un sentido de dirección y claridad sobre qué tipo de trabajo podría ser una buena opción, y mitigar algunos de los resultados negativos que sabemos que están relacionados con el hecho de estar aislados de los recursos que merecen. Por eso, este año me alegra anunciar que haremos la mayor inversión de nuestra historia en nuestro programa de empleo juvenil de verano. Gracias a los muchos empresarios que están hoy aquí y a la increíble labor de nuestro departamento de la ciudad. Estamos orgullosos de ofrecer 1,000 puestos de trabajo más que el año pasado y el mayor número de puestos de trabajo que este programa ha ofrecido. Eso significa más oportunidades para que nuestros estudiantes y jóvenes exploren sus intereses, creen una red y desarrollen las capacidades de liderazgo que llevarán a nuestra ciudad a un futuro aún más equitativo. Así que para todos los que tengan entre 14 y 18 años, las solicitudes están abiertas en el sitio web de Boston. Es boston.gov/youth-jobs. Okay, thank you so much. And I'm going to go over the order, and it's taped up here for everyone as well. We will hear next from Deputy Chief Rashad Cope, then our Chief of Community Engagement, BPS, Miriam Ortiz, then Chief People Officer from the Museum of Science, Juisa Perez, and then we'll hear from our elected officials. Feel free to come up. Maybe I'll suggest just in the order that folks are standing here. And then the stars of our program, Moses and T, who are our young people who have been so involved with this. Okay, thank you, everyone.
I often forget how tall I am up here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for being here today. I'm Rashad Colt with the Worker Empowerment Cabinet in the Office of Youth Employment and Opportunity. Mayor Wu, thank you for your continued investment in ensuring the city continues to lead the way in the youth job space and workforce readiness around this country. Rick, thank you. Not sure where did Rick go. Rick, thank you, the Mattapan Teen Center, the Boys and Girls Club of Boston, for not only hosting us today, but for also your partnership in creating life-changing opportunities for young people here in this Mattapan community. As the mayor mentioned, the benefits of youth jobs are paramount, as evidenced by our research and evaluation work with Dr. Alicia Monastino. Dr. Monastino has been evaluating the youth jobs work here in the city of Boston for the past 10 years. And we know that youth jobs, it improves employability. It supports responsible decision-making and behavior change for our young people. It helps address high unemployment rates among young people, especially those from disadvantaged and low-income backgrounds who face higher barriers to employment as they become adults. Youth job participants also receive mentorship, life skills training, and other supporting services. This year, we are aiming to begin to shift towards returning to pre-COVID levels of youth employment here in the city of Boston, looking to offer up to 7,000 job opportunities, and we are partly doing this through our expanded grant-making efforts, where we are providing nearly $13 million in grant funds to our partner organizations who will manage the hiring and the payroll. Thank you, Neil, Josh, Jimmy and team. Artists for Humanities, thank you, AIR, Anna and team, as well as MLK Scholars and YMCA. We will also administer the state's Commonwealth Corporation Youth Works program, ensuring job opportunities are offered to proven risk populations, proven risk youth. Thank you, Katie, for your leadership on that. And we will also continue to offer learn and earn experiences across local colleges and universities, and continue to support the Dreamers Fellowship in partnership with Moya, offering skill and leadership development for immigrant youth. As you can hear, youth jobs, it is absolutely a collective effort. And there are so many folks that are instrumental to making this youth jobs program possible, especially our local nonprofits here in the city, our higher education institutions, our small businesses, our city agencies who are true champions in this effort, and several private sector partnerships. It is because our partnerships that there are jobs this summer across almost every neighborhood in the city of Boston, making job opportunities accessible to every youth, regardless of other commitments they may have. Other commitments such as summer school, taking a sibling to camp during the summer, or their engagement in other learning or extracurricular activities. There is a job opportunity available for those young people. Because of our partnerships, youth will explore careers across various industries and occupations such as arts and entertainment, scientific and technical services, public administration, childcare, daycare, education, and others. And we know how important exploration is. Not every youth will end up pursuing a career in a field that aligns with their first job opportunities. I know I didn't. So we want youth to use this jobs program as a way to explore their interests and decide if that interest intersects with the impact they desire to have in the world. And because of our partnerships, young people that are participating in youth jobs are building relationships with trusted advisors, and those advisors may become a lifelong influence in their lives. So we thank the Freedom House. We thank St. Stephen's. We thank the Digital Readies. We thank the Wang Center, the Origination Cultural Arts Center. We thank 3 Square Main Streets. We thank Future Chefs. We thank our own Boston Parks and Rec, our BPHC, our BCYF community centers, our Boston Police Department, our Boston Fire Department, and countless others for our work together to truly create meaningful job experiences for Boston youth that will hopefully be a launch pad into our Power Court work, into our city academies, into our financial institutions, into our life science industries, into healthcare, into our schools, into city government. I lastly just want to thank our team across the mayor's office, our worker empowerment cabinet, our youth employment opportunity team, for all the countless meetings, the hard work, and the planning that has taken place to prepare for this upcoming summer job season. And lastly, I'm going to plug the same things that the mayor plugged, because these are really important. The youth job application is open, so please visit the webpage the mayor mentioned. You can also go to youth.boston.gov to view a listing of all the job opportunities that are being offered, or you can walk into our office, 1483 Tremont Street, for assistance in navigating the process. And then 2, we need every young person to show up at the Reggie Lewis Center on April 22nd for the Youth Jobs and Resource Fair. This is the first time we have been able to do this fair since the pandemic. The last one we did was 2019, and we had an incredible turnout. So we're hoping for a similar turnout for our young people this month. So if you can share that with any young person you come in contact with, that would be great. Young people will be able to meet employers, participate in career development activities, offers on the spot the day of to those young people. So thank you.
Good morning. I have the opposite problem of Rashad. My name is Miriam Ortiz. I am the Chief of Community Engagement for Boston Public Schools, and I bring greetings on behalf of our Superintendent, Mary Skipper. Thank you, Mayor Wu, the Office of Youth Employment and Opportunity, and all our partners for your work on this. Thank you. This is a historic investment in our young people. Every young person across our city should have access to job opportunities, and this work is crucial in our mission to empower our young people so that they can grow and thrive. Around 60% of participants come from BPS, but we would love to see even more of our young people to get involved. This expansion of youth jobs will give them a glimpse into what careers they may want to pursue, which is so important to helping students realize that they have the potential, to realize that they can accomplish so much. And even if they do not find their passions, this program will give our students some money so that they can have more agency in their lives, help their families, and so much more. As you heard, research from Northeastern University shows that this program helps students with invaluable skills for the workforce, like networking, for example, while also motivating our young people to continue their academic careers. In fact, young people in this program have had higher graduation rates, higher rates of college enrollment, and so much more. It is obvious how youth jobs has positively impacted the BPS community, and I am so happy to see that it has been expanded. So again, thank you to Mayor Wu and the Office of Youth Employment Opportunities for their unwavering commitment to our young people. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful invitation to the Mattapan Teen Center. Just to formally introduce myself, my name is Juisa Perez, and I have the honor of serving as the Chief People Officer at the Museum of Science in Boston. We are on a mission, and our youth empowerment is critical to that mission. Our mission is to inspire a lifelong love of science in everyone. That means science for all, ciencias para todos. The museum is an exciting place to be. We strive for boldness, service, connection, and learning. And by 2030, we will reach over 100 million people on site, in classrooms, and online. The museum is magic. And one of the most exciting aspects of my job is getting to interact with youth. Each year, we have partnerships with many different areas across Boston, and to be able to expand our reach to Boston youth is thrilling. I love the opportunity to meet the next generation of potential, not only STEM learners and practitioners, but also our future workforce. What I love most is the experience of witnessing our youth grow and seeing themselves in STEM. They start feeling like the museum is their second home. And it's not just about science, engineering, math, and technology. It's about a sense of inclusion and belonging, and we are deeply committed to that. Because science is common ground for all of us. It draws us together in universal enterprises of problem solving, job creation, and building better futures. Our motto at our youth internship program is work, learn, and grow. Trabajar, aprender, y crecer. Our youth are immersed in the heart of everything we do from day one. They have a team, or we have a team at the Museum of Science, and they get a team of our employees, including Seisha Kamula, who's here with me today as well, who organizes meaningful professional development for our youth. We take them on and we start talking about financial literacy. We start talking about college and career exploration. We talk about resume, cover letter writing. They immerse themselves in the physical aspects of the museum, and they have the access to do so. We see this every year. Students come to the museum excited to go into the insect zoo. They want to check out the backstages of the AI exhibit. Oh, they can do that, and much more. They're inspired by the rigor and the magic of the museum. Not only do they get to do those great things, but they really leave with a sense of possibility. Thank you, Mayor Wu. Thank you for everyone who's here today for allowing us, the Museum of Science, to inspire the next generation of mission-driven workers. And thank you to everyone who's joined us here to support BPS Youth.
Good day, everyone. Again, I'm Russell Holmes. I have the honor of representing where we're standing, parts of Mattapan, Dorchester, Hyde Park, Rosendale, and JP, in the state legislature. I just want to begin again by saying thank you to Rick, not only because he hosted us today, but personally, he hosts my niece every day here at the Teen Center. And it's so great that I think about when Josh, I know we call him Mattapan Teen Center, but the Josh Kraft Teen Center now, when we looked at this some years ago and we shut down this library to open up the other one, we didn't know what we were going to do with this initially. And it's set for a long, long time, and it was just a challenge about what to put in here. And the fact that we have now focused on teens now for these years, it just speaks to all of the efforts at the Boys and Girls Club. So thank you guys for what you've done, because it makes a difference having a club that's just focused on teens. That is a very challenging set, and I know it even more than I ever thought I would know it now with a 16-year-old in my house. It is a very challenging set of dynamics, and it's so great to be here. I also want to just give a shout out to ABCD. I cannot tell you how important it is. Josh, Sharon, the whole team, 1,700 jobs is an awful lot of jobs to be coming up with. And as a child who grew up in poverty, the fact that in a place where everyone in my town, we thought we were all Head Start. We didn't know we were poor. We just all thought Head Start was just part of what you grow up with. But the fact that we're going to be giving that amount of jobs to a population that needs the funds. When you say, how we help, thank you for telling us how we help from the Dukakis Center, but I can just tell you, growing up in poverty, this helps families. It helps the folks who are most challenged. So it's not just the skill sets that we're talking about that the kids get, but it also helps with just the challenges folks have around economics. And then finally, I'm just going to give a shout out to PIC. I can tell you that my first job through PIC, so I worked down at Brigham's, my first job. I didn't even know what Brown Brothers Hammerman was. I think Brown Brothers has dropped out of PIC at this point, but we have to get them back. But the fact that we go from Brigham's to the private sector, Neil, I've been in Ways and Means meetings for the last 3 weeks or so, and what we continually hear is that just not enough people. So from early ed to doctors to lawyers across our entire system, there are just not enough people applying for jobs. And so what does that mean? We need Neil in the private sector to look for that different cohort. And I keep saying Neil's name so I can encourage the private sector. Any private sector person in here, put your name on the list, please, because we need both. Because I can tell you, for me, when I went to Brown Brothers Harriman, Mr. E said, he expected me to work during the day at Brigham's, but once I would go to Brown Brothers Harriman, he says, if you want to still work at Brigham's, come here at night. And so that's literally what I did during the summer. I worked at Brown Brothers Harriman, put on a suit and tie, and then went down to Brigham's and scooped ice cream. But that is the types of experiences that we need to have because of the fact that I think Rashad said we don't all end up in the career that we started, but I can tell you seeing financial folks did impact me in my decision many years later to decide to be a financial advisor as well, was what I started off with at Brown Brothers Harriman. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you to the entire team, Rashad, everyone in the entire team, because these 7,000 jobs, I don't have the website to go to, but when you go from 3,500 to 7,000, that's an awful lot of outreach we all have to do. Please pull, I don't have it, I would say it again too, but we need every person to be applying for these jobs because of the fact that we need them in our society in general, but we need them also because of the fact that these youth they have something that I didn't have. They have folks who've already advocated for $15 an hour, so they're going to get real money versus, I think I was like $3.25 an hour or something when I was working. I forget exactly what the number is. So it will be very, very helpful for all of us to make sure that we are reaching out to everyone we know. And thank you, Mayor, and the entire team for doing this. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde, since we're here in Mattapan. I am Ruthie Louisiane, at-large city councilor. I'm going to try not to talk long because the stars of the show are really our young people, T and Moses. But this is an incredible investment in our young people, perhaps some of the most important work that we do here in the city. As a citywide councilor, I go from neighborhood to neighborhood and really understand that when our young people aren't engaged, we're the ones who lose out. Our city, we are the ones who lose out. And so this investment of 7,000 jobs, Mayor, thank you. Thank you to Director Cope, because I also know that we are being intentional about reaching out to our universities, who also owe the city of Boston so much and should also be taking on our kids. I was lucky, me and my sisters all started working when we were 14 years old. Thank you to PIC. I had an opportunity, my first job I learned and earned, and I was just talking about how that was in Lower Roxbury in the South End under Dr. Carolyn Crockett and Mel King, may he rest in peace. When we think about the exposure that our young people get in these jobs at the age of 14, by being able to learn and earn, it is something you cannot really put a price on, even though you can. You can't put a price on it. And the fact that we are able to put money in our pockets as our parents are struggling, working overtime and doing the best that they can, that we can have this money in our pockets to go and buy things so that you could keep up with the fashion or whatever is going on, whatever it is that you need to do with the money, or help out with the bill. So this is incredible. The work, Rick, that you do here, Rick, at the Mattapan Teen Center is incredible. When I was a young kid growing up in Mattapan, we did not have this. It is incredible. T is either coming from my job or it's going to be the next Oprah, right? Moses is working on his second documentary that is going to be premiered May 4th. May 5th. Make sure you tell everybody about it when you come up here. And the fact that when I grew up, I didn't even know that filmmaker was a thing that I could be. And so it is so important that we are exposing our kids to the endless possibilities of what they can be. And we do that here with this commitment to summer jobs. So thank you to everyone for being here. As the mayor said, as the director said, as everyone has stated before, it is up to us to do the outreach to make sure that our young people are applying to these jobs, that we take down the red tape that makes it incredibly difficult for them to access these jobs at times. And the mayor and others have been really working hard to bring down that red tape. It's so great to see people like the Museum of Science here, to other industries, because it takes all of us, right, working together, egos aside, to really help make sure that our young kids are centered in all the work that we do. So thank you so much to everyone for being here, and let's continue the work.
Buenas tardes, good afternoon. Really excited to be here. I got really excited when I heard State Rep say that he worked at Brigham's, but I didn't know it was the ice cream shop, because I was a PIC kid and I worked at the Brigham's Hospital, just so you know. And so I feel so super excited to be here, not only as a PIC student, but also somebody who worked at ABCD. And through that work also, when I went on to work in television in New York, I brought back all the skills that I learned and created a work site opportunity with ABCD, where we were able to employ young people and gave them access to learning about video production and telling their own stories. And they were able to produce a 45-minute documentary about financial literacy, about how to save your money, how to save our streets. And so really creating opportunities, meaningful opportunities for young people to have a viable career explorations around the media arts that was 10-something years ago. So to see us here in this space investing in programming that's not only going to give young people an opportunity to learn and earn, but to also see themselves in spaces that we most often don't see ourselves in, right? So I just want to give a shout out to Mayor Wu and her commitment, because we have been sounding the alarm for far too long around investing in youth jobs, because we know that young people are not our future, they are our present and are here now. And the only way we're going to help them understand that we see them and that we validate them is by investing in them. And these investments is what we need more of. And I'm just here to say shout out to everybody who's making it happen. And you know I'm a big mouth on the council, and I'll be asking for some more. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I guess I'm slightly taller. Not as tall as Mr. Copta. Good afternoon, everyone. What a wonderful place to celebrate today. The Mattapan Teen Center, I think, as everybody can see, is a crown jewel for our neighborhoods. And this is something that gives me immense joy to be present for. Investments in our youth are really investments in a better Boston. They are the easiest investments we should be able to make, because the return on that investment is beyond this world. We know that when we invest in our youth, we are investing in safer futures for them, we are investing in better futures for them, but we are investing in better futures for our industries and for our nonprofit and public sectors. I think this city has made tremendous strides in representing more opportunities for individuals of color, for people who have often not seen themselves, for women, for people who have not often seen themselves in these spaces, leading in these spaces. But better than having our youth see that is having them experience being in those spaces themselves. And one of the things that I would just note is, it's been noted by a few, is that the money matters. Paying youth matters. Making sure that they have the ability to have agency over money, to learn how to budget, to be able to help their own families with their own budgets. Those go very far. And most of my friends when I was growing up, including my own family who were working, were helping with bills at home. We're helping with groceries. We're helping with keeping the lights on. We're helping with keeping the heat on in the winter. We're trying to be part of the family in terms of providing, and they were successful at that. And I think that's an incredibly important part of this. I know that youth jobs have changed the direction of lives. They've changed the direction of my life. They've changed the direction of many people's lives. They give you an opportunity to see what can be. But they also give you an opportunity to know that you belong, to know that you can fit in that world, that you can thrive in that world. And we talk a lot about, and I'm grateful to all of our partners, by the way. Thank you to PIC, to ABCD, to the folks who have stepped up for this. But this is an investment in themselves as well. They are training and they are bringing into the doors their future leaders, their future workforce, the future leaders of this city. And they are investing in who they are bringing in and who they are mentoring and who are they putting in positions to succeed. And that's a win-win for everybody. And so I'm incredibly grateful for them for stepping up, incredibly grateful to this administration and this mayor for putting our children first, for making sure that we are investing in their safety and in their health and in their well-being, because those investments are investments in all of us. And so thank you, everybody, for being here, for covering this. Please help us spread the word to make sure that children all across this city, our youth, our young adults, all know of the opportunities that are made available to them today, so that we can have the most folks sign up that we've ever had, so that we are announcing the most jobs and the most youth working in those jobs that we have ever had. So thank you, everybody, for doing your part. I'm incredibly grateful to everyone here, because I know that the job that is received out of this program will make a difference, will change the outcome of someone's life. There's an individual in this city, there are multiple individuals in this city, who the work they do this summer at their job site will change the entirety of their life, what they believe is possible, what they believe they can do, what they know they can do, and the directions in which they take their lives. And so that is incredibly powerful. That is something to celebrate, and I'm grateful that we have the opportunity to celebrate that here today.
Finally, time to hear the youth speak. Wow, so short. Where is it? All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mattapan Teen Center. I'm Tisha, also known as T. I'm a sophomore at Tech Boston Academy. Last year was my first time ever working a summer job, which was here at MTC. It was really fun. We did educational workshops. We went on field trips to learn about trades and even host a youth voice forum with our city councilor. Working at MTC has gotten me out of my shell. I never thought I'd be able to record an original song, help create an award-winning documentary, or even give a speech in front of a crowd right now. Being at MTC has given me a sense of community, which we all need after 2 years of lockdown. I really appreciate you all listening to me speak. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to speak with you all on behalf of the Mattapan Teen Center. My name is Moses Sibley, and I'm a freshman at Lincoln Sudbury. Since coming to the Mattapan Teen Center, I was granted the opportunity to work during the summer of 2022. Having a summer job and even a job this school year has just been incredible. I've learned so much. Everything from getting to work on time, teamwork skills, setting goals, not spending all my money on DoorDash, has just been awesome. Part of my working experience was creating and directing a film called Mattapan the Documentary. I've always been passionate about filmmaking, and to work on a large-scale project with my peers to highlight the great things about this neighborhood has just been life-changing. Staying active, working in a purposeful environment, and being part of such a positive and fun culture is something I do not take for granted. And every teen in Boston should feel excited and inspired to find a summer job through Success Link. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, everyone. I'll pause if there's any questions about the summer jobs program. If there's other questions on other topics, I can take them afterwards on the side. Seth?
Yes, how about, there's a lot of learning loss, a lot of kids are going to be at summer school, there always are, but how do they find a job in summer school this year?
The team at Boston Public Schools is working very closely with Rashad and other partners. We meet on a weekly basis. Our guidance counselors and the family liaisons at our schools have been directly connected with the team to help our students find those opportunities, whether it's a job or summer opportunities. We have resources like the BPS helpline where parents can call and find all the resources for that. And we can offer also some technical assistance to support them in the process.
Okay, last one, Seth.
Last year, I think there were a lot of jobs too, but it was hard to get them all filled. What's the difference this year? What have we done different that's going to fill all the jobs? What happened?
Last year, we also had announced the number of summer jobs available last year was also the most ever funded at that point. It was 6,000 jobs, if I remember correctly, that we had created and ended up filling about 3,500. We had previously been at about 2,500 young people participating in the summer jobs program. So there was both an expansion of the number and types of jobs last year, as well as outreach efforts, but it was pretty fast into our first budget as an administration and pretty quick turnaround because, as you see, we're already preparing for the summer jobs program now. Applications had already opened last week or the week before, and we want to make sure that we are giving enough time for all the preparation to take place. This year, in addition to, again, adding more employers and more spots, particularly at the types of organizations that our young people had stated they're most interested in, we're also reducing the barriers by partnering directly with some of our community organizations to do the hiring. And so it doesn't have to be a system in many cases now where everyone comes to the city, there's an intensive matching process that then requires more paperwork than communication with the organization, and that it just ends up introducing some delays along the way and it stretches out. And so we're really trying to tighten, simplify, and empower the community organizations to be most involved.
What did I miss, Rashad? Do you want to add anything on that part?
Yeah, I think that was great. I would just add that last summer we were also experiencing just some impacts of COVID as well. So, there were some young people, that were engaging in difficult and unpredictable work schedules. Some young people had to quarantine last summer as well, which impacted their participation in the youth jobs program. And then the tight labor market is also reality as well. There are some young people that were also able to get a job at Target, or Amazon, during last summer as well. And we know those trends will continue. So I think some of the changes that the mayor just verbalized, we're hoping is going to yield, some positive impacts for the program this summer.
Thank you, everyone. Wait. One more thing.
Hello again, everyone. So I just want to say one thing to everybody out there. We already talked about Mattapan the documentary, but me and a couple other teams from the center are working on a huge project called Portraits. It's a documentary film that focuses on the people and culture and all the amazing things that are shaping Boston's future and basically showcasing the great things about the city of Boston. And I have a special announcement. Portraits will be screening May 5th at the IMAX Theater at the New England Aquarium. So just want to say a special thanks to my production assistant, Joseph. Another special thanks to T for just being an amazing interviewer. And the big guy, Rick Agler. One thing about Rick is that he does a lot for us. He does a lot for the community. He does a lot for everybody, and I just want people to know that. I want to know that Mattapan, is a great neighborhood. The Teen Center is a great place for youth jobs, for youth workers, and thank you all so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much, Mayor Wu.
What time is the documentary? What time is the screening?
So what time? Oh, 5 o'clock, 6 p.m., 6 o'clock p.m. So invite only. So sorry. No. Call Rick Agler. Thank you all so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you all. Have a great day.